turn this into something positive and maybe it'll spread.
He's the most positive person on his job.
Now you're cured.
I feel good.
Good morning and welcome to Positively Milwaukee. The pandemic has forced many volunteers to stay at home, depriving them of their joy of giving to others. Well, that happened to a resident of St. Camillus, but she discovered a way to serve others despite the challenges of COVID-19. Something is blooming inside St. Camillus Residence Center.
There's about 4 different barrels of flowers, all different kinds.
It's Patsy's hallway flower shop.
There should be a lot more love in this world, and there isn't right now. And this is why I'm trying to make a difference.
Once an avid volunteer at St. Anne's, she had to stop when the pandemic hit.
Very difficult.
I like these.
Ooh, perfect.
She had this lifelong experience of helping in the community, and during COVID that was removed because of her inability to leave St. Camillus and be in a safe environment. So we created an opportunity for her then to continue that role.
But now these beautiful buds allow 73-year-old Patsy Schinner to give back without leaving the building.
Makes me smile, makes me happy.
Bridget McNair of St. Camillus says people come from all over to enjoy the free florals, courtesy of Trader Joe's.
And it's a win-win for everyone. And Trader Joe's donates them, and Patsy is a lot of pride in her position here as our only flower shop that's functioning at St. Camillus.
And the flowers are absolutely beautiful every time we get them. And it just makes all the residents and staff very happy.
The blooms are a blessing for residents and staff who come by every Thursday and choose a special bouquet. Lives are brightened and friendships blossom.
Jay wants eucalyptus. Can I take one for him?
Yeah, he's been asking for it.
Okay.
I love everybody here, Carol. There isn't anybody I don't love. They mean so much to me.
Through this kaleidoscope of color, Patsy is proof that getting older does not mean you cannot pivot and flourish.
Thank you, honey. I love you.
I love you. Mwah.
I think quite a few people think that you come to a retirement community and here at St. Camillus, and you're not going to have those new experiences, those new opportunities, engage in things that you've never tried before. And I think it's a place of life, vibrancy, and even in the trialing times that we have now, we're still seeing that life.
Patsy enjoys her new volunteer role. After all, flowers are like sunshine for the soul.
What's the best thing about making people happy?
Seeing their smiles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too, my dear.
And Patsy has other activities planned to help brighten the days of people at St. Camillus. Well, veterans should not have to face post-traumatic stress in silence or alone. That is the philosophy behind a group called Guitars for Vets. One of its co-founders discovered that music eased his suffering, so he's helping other veterans discover the joy of music.
There's nothing that makes me happier than personally giving a vet a guitar. It's our way of wrapping a blanket around our veterans and saying we love you. You have a great individual purpose. We want to help you figure it out because you're very needed in this society.
Dan Van Buskirk in Guitars for Vets is the heart and soul of the organization. He has devoted his entire adult life to helping people up who have fallen in some manner, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually.
When a person signs up in the military, it's not a 2 to 4 year deal, it's a lifetime deal. My team, Albrook, was shot down in Vietnam. So all the men that I started out with died in combat. I owe them the responsibility of giving something back.
Guitars for Vets gives free guitars and free guitar lessons to military vets who struggle with the challenges of post-traumatic stress. Dan came in for guitar lessons back in fall of 2006. Dan was interested in not only learning the guitar, but sharing.
I've had horrible PTSD. Music has helped me tremendously with that. I felt it was so beneficial, not only the friendship with my guitar teacher, Patrick Nettesheim, and co-founder of Guitars for Vets, but the guitar music that I was learning. And he has a very simple, easy to grasp way of teaching.
Dan suggested that we go to the VA here in Milwaukee. We showed up to play, but we ended up giving the guitars away. We presented the guitars to two vets. They both lit up like a holiday when they got those instruments, and the nurses were blown away at the positive affect that they saw with these two gentlemen that they hadn't seen for weeks, asked us to come back the next week.
So that's where we started.
You know, as a professional musician, I'm already good at not making money, and so I said, why don't we start a nonprofit together? Currently in the United States, we have approximately 110 chapters. We're in 43 states.
At one point, we were even shipping guitars by helicopter to the border of Afghanistan and Pakistan to help the combat vets.
To this date, we've graduated more than 4,500 vets, so that means 4,500 more guitar players in the world.
Playing the guitar and just having something simply to focus on that's outside of your mind and outside of your worries is healing in itself. What I would deal with would be diagnosed as depression and anxiety. It seems like two opposing forces that are just kind of pulling you one way and another, and it's very exhausting. I think what Dan and Patrick have created is amazing. I mean, it was definitely life-changing for me. In a way, Guitars for Vets took the mission of the military as a veteran and gave you a new mission. It's been honestly life-changing for me. So it'd be great if somebody else could find the help that they need or want too.
If you look up inspiration in the latest dictionary, you'll see Dan with his guitar. Dan really brings a powerful spiritual element to this mission. He is so honest, authentic, and open.
Don't believe anybody if they tell you you're not musically inclined. It's just practice. And it's an individual journey for everyone. We're better today than we were yesterday, and it grows.
So wonderful. Dan Van Buskirk won the 2020 Positively Milwaukee Inspiring Veteran Award. So congratulations to him and Guitars for Vets program. You're doing so much to change lives. Still ahead, Creating Gems, an organization giving teens a better tomorrow. Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. We have a story about an organization that empowers young girls. Pearls for Teen Girls helps young ladies reach their potential, and it's a true community gem. Pearls, strong, enduring, valuable.
I feel brave and happy.
Pearls for Teen Girls, a free program helping young ladies feel like gems.
We call it a safe space because we are able to express ourselves, and then hearing, I've been through that as well. We're in this together. It's really beautiful.
The organization stresses healthy relationships, self-esteem, self-development, and smart goal setting. Executive Director Jerry Howes.
Pearls is a nonprofit organization that provides self-development and leadership development to girls in 5th through 12th grade.
Takia Bennett joined Pearls while a student in high school. At 28, she's now a Pearls facilitator.
It's been rewarding to help these girls find out who they are and where they want to be in life as far as their secondary education or just who they are internally. It's really been a joy.
Pearls helps young ladies find their potential. Howes shares statistics over the last 10 years. 99% of Pearls girls chose not to get pregnant. 96% graduated high school, and 96% went on to college.
When I see them flourish, I don't think that there's anything as rewarding for me.
Howes is proud of Pearl alums like Tashay Price, now serving in the U.S. Army.
One thing I could say about Pearls is that they show you that they care about you in every aspect of your life. It could be financially, mentally, emotionally, anything that you need, Pearls is there.
With the pandemic, leaders are counseling girls through technology.
How rewarding is that for you?
I love it. It does bring me joy, especially during this time now, because we're still seeing the girls virtually. They definitely keep me sane. They still have their joyous smile, their joyous personality. They bring that energy to group, and I feed off of it. And it's really been truly a blessing for me.
House fears the consequences for teens they cannot reach because schools are closed.
My concern continues to grow for girls or youth as period who their safe spaces were at school or at a community organization, and now they don't have that. With spikes in domestic violence happening, I worry about the children and how can we access more of them as people continue to be laid off and unemployed, and it's going to get hot. All of those are combinations that could be really deadly.
And that's why the organization tries to reach out to as many girls as possible and help them find their purpose, the way Jerry House did.
You know, Carole, I have to tell you, many years ago, when life was very, very different for me, I would pray, like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And the answer that I got back was, you're here to love. And I thought, well, okay, but how is that gonna pay my bills? Ta-da! Always tell them, you know, what are you passionate about? And if there are too many things for you to decide from, what pisses you off most? Start there.
And that's your passion.
There you go.
Fuels of passion for me.
Worked for me.
Pearls from Teen Girls, teaching young ladies they too are nature's pearls, even more precious than the ones from the sea.
It's got to feel intrinsically good to your soul knowing that you are actually helping these young kids soar.
Yes, and it's ironic to me because it's a pay it forward opportunity for me because I was one of those girls. I am so grateful to be right where I am and working with the incredible women that I'm working with on behalf of these amazing, resilient young ladies.
I don't know where I would have been. That sisterhood, that community, without them, I don't think I would be where I am today.
Thank you for allowing me to become a Pearls girl. And once a Pearls girl, always a Pearls girl. Bye. Mwah.
We are blessed to have such an organization here. And if you'd like more information on how you can get involved with the organization, visit pearlsforteengirls.com. Well, the cold months are here, and a lot of families are struggling to buy coats for their kids. So one local father is on a poignant mission: collect coats in honor of his late son.
They shared a name and unbreakable bond. That's why when Adebisi Agoro lost his 14-year-old son Adebisi, nicknamed Dunde, in a drowning back in 2018, he didn't know if he'd ever recover. He found healing in trying to help other Milwaukee kids in the form of an annual winter coat drive. Just in the past 2 years, he's collected and donated more than 500 coats for kids.
I raised my child with a lot of lessons on giving and service that I thought I would be passing on to him if I was to leave this earth. And in turn, all of the things that I was teaching my son in that learning process where we both were growing were things that, you know, when he left, I had to internalize. I just feel like it's my job to continue. I'm still his father, that's my son, and this is what we're doing now.
Adebisi's partner in this mission is his late son's stepfather. The two men who loved Dunde the most working together to make sure the light he shared in life continues after death.
I think about him every day. This is a way that we can serve the community in his name even without him being here.
Now, many of those coats will go to the ASHA Project, a Milwaukee organization that helps survivors of domestic violence, sex abuse, and trafficking. For details on how to help or donate, click the link to this story at tmj4.com. And thank you to Katie Crowther for that report. Devastating news does not have to break you. How a local mother found the strength after her son was diagnosed with childhood cancer. Welcome back. 2020 has been rough. Many people have faced what seems to be insurmountable challenges. But a Milwaukee area mother tells us how she found strength as her son battled childhood cancer.
My name is Tracy Johnson. I am a mother of two, the president and CEO of the Commercial Association of Realtors Wisconsin, and I'm a lifelong Wisconsinite. I love it here and I love exploring it as a runner. I am somebody who always seeks a challenge, number one, and number two, I find myself in situations where I have very little control over things, and a run is something that I can control. I've been running since I was 15 years old. I run 4 miles a day. It never occurred to me that that was a big deal until, like, I literally was, I think I was traveling with a friend, and like our flight was at 5 a.m. and I got up and they were like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I have to get my run in." And then I got to the point where I said, "No, I run every day." And they were like, "For how long?" And I said, "Well, I've been doing it, like I do it every day." I go out early in the morning and I have kind of stolen that part of the day for myself. And I can give the rest of my day to other people, but that is mine. In 2017, my son Zachary was diagnosed with leukemia. During his treatment, we had to spend extended periods of time at the hospital, and my husband, myself, and other family members would take turns, many times overnight, and talk about not having any control. And I remember during some of my overnights, I would feel this need and just to take some time for myself and go for a run. And sometimes it was in the middle of the night. I would ask a nurse to make sure that Zach didn't get up and kind of cover for me for 30 minutes or 40 minutes while I snuck that time out to take care of myself so that I could come back and be a better mom. He knows that his mom likes to run and enjoys to take that time for herself, and often he will join me if I'm running on the treadmill. You know, if we have an early morning soccer game, he'll say, "Oh, Mom, you got to get up so you can do your run." And I know that he's going to, take care of himself like his mom takes care of herself. Of course, I always listen to my body. Usually my mind will overrun any sort of aches and pains, but I try to work my way through it because, again, it's that sense of accomplishment. I have always enjoyed the Lake Michigan and the Oak Leaf Trail. It is just the most beautiful, especially in the fall. It's my favorite place to run. My worst run is very hard to identify because every time I get up and say, "I don't want to do this. This is going to be really hard. I don't feel like running today. My feet hurt. I don't have time." I talk myself into it. And sometimes just getting over that mental hurdle makes it the best run ever. Even when it's like snowing. For example, I did a race last fall and it ended up snowing, and it was terrible, terrible weather. It was the wind and the rain. It was terrible. But that was the most memorable run. And I have this kind of saying that, nobody remembers a run that was 65 and sunny. You always remember the rain, the sleet, the cold, the snow, those 110-degree runs. Those are the ones you remember. My advice for new runners is the same advice I would give to people who have been running for years. And it's one run at a time. Doesn't matter if it's 4 miles or 10 miles or 1 mile or a half a mile. While this is such an individual sport, it is actually this huge team of people that encourage each other and, post pictures on social media, and we all applaud each other. And, if that's what you want to do it for, that's great. I've always just said I'm doing this for myself so that I can be a better person for others.
Wow. Now think about that, doing something good for yourself so you can be better to others. Tracy, thank you so much for that inspiring story. Milwaukee is full of unique neighborhoods, and our digital reporter has been checking them all out. In this installment, James Groh goes to the Harambe neighborhood.
I think you can see overnight Harambee becoming one of the signature neighborhoods that is already in the city. So hi, my name is Cordella Jones and we are on the 3100 North Buffum Street, and welcome to Harambee.
I met with Cordella so she could show me her neighborhood, Harambee. She introduced me to the people she says embody the past, present, and future of the neighborhood.
What do you think the reputation is of your neighborhood?
Bad. Yeah.
Do you think that's fair?
No.
Why
it's
not?
not fair at all, because the people that live on this block, the 3100 block, are not like that at all.
It's a lot of the same residents as well that from when I was a kid is still in this area, and so I just think, you know, that brings a lot of like togetherness and a lot of friendship.
So when I came over here, I was actually completely blown away and totally surprised by, first of all, the welcoming committee. Like, I never lived in a community where there was a welcoming committee, so I thought that was awesome.
Now that was just a small part of the story James put together on the Harambee neighborhood. As you can see, a lot of good things happening. If you want to see the entire story, go to tmj4.com/myblock. I'm going to be back and we're going to have my quote of the week. Don't go away. Each week, I love to leave you with an inspirational message to ponder. Messages that help us live our best life. And today's comes from author Dr. Seuss. He says, sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. So powerful, so true. Thank you for watching and have a good week. Stay safe and, of course, stay positively Milwaukee.